Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have some important updates about the Canada Caregiver program that is launching March 31st, 2025. At least with this update, we have a little bit more understanding of how this program is going to look like. Well, something about this update, it's a little bit unexpected. There's good news and there's not so good news regarding the update, but anyhow, it is what it is. So Canada has announced that for the Caregiver program launching March 31st, there will actually be two streams. There will be the workers in Canada stream, and then there will be applicants that are not working in Canada stream. But when the pilot or the program opens March 31st, 2025, they will only be taking applications from the workers in Canada stream. That for the applicants not working in Canada stream will open at a later date, but Canada did not give the date for when that stream will open. So basically, only those who are workers in Canada can apply to the Canada Caregiver program when it launches March 31st, 2025. And I know this is not very good news for those who are not working in Canada, because a lot of you, like many of you, have been preparing, trying to get jobs, doing your worst, do your IELTS and all of that so that you can be ready. And I'm really sorry that this is the situation. But I believe that because Canada has made an announcement sometime last year that they would be concentrating more on those in Canada in order for them to get permanent residence, I believe that's why they are starting with those that are already in Canada. Please note that they did not say that those who are outside of Canada cannot apply, but you cannot apply yet. They will open this stream at a later date and they will give an announcement of when that will open. Right now, we have no idea when that date will be. Now, when the program opens March 31st, it will offer a one-step immigration process for home workers, for caregivers and their families. It's actually for caregivers and their family. And coincidentally, you do not need to have work experience in Canada first for you to qualify for this program. Now, even though you won't need prior Canadian work experience, you still need to show that you have recent and relevant work experience in caregiving, or that you have completed at least a 6-month program in caregiving. Now there's that "or" there, which is making me a bit uncomfortable, because does it mean that even if you don't have recent and relevant work experience, as long as you have that 6 months of training in home caregiving, that means you qualify? I'm not sure, but from my understanding of what the word "or" means, it means it's one or the other. Yeah, so for the previous program, it was one and the other. You needed to show that you had the prior work experience in Canada. You also needed to show that you were trained, yeah? Trained, meaning that you have the ability to do the job. But I guess that will just take it at face value. It's either you have prior work experience, recent and relevant one, or you have that 6 months training in home caregiving. You would also need to have a full-time job offer in home care inside Canada, but outside of Quebec. And with regards to the other requirements, you need to show that you have the skills to do the job, you need to have a minimum of a high school diploma, and you need to have at least a CLB4 in a language test. I have made a previous video where I put the details of what a CLB4 is for the IELTS, the CELPIP, as well as the French exams. You can go check out this video. I'll also link it in the description below. A lot of you have also asked questions about what jobs qualify. What if I have a job in a private home? What if I have a job in a long-term care home? Do all those jobs qualify? Well, Canada has provided some clarification regarding this. Home care workers can actually work anywhere they are needed. So if your job offer is from a private home, it qualifies. Your job offer can also be from organizations that provide full-time or part-time care for those who are semi-independent, or those who are recovering from an injury or an illness. For example, home health care services providers, home care support services providers, direct care agencies, personal care services in residential settings, pediatric home health care services providers. However, this will not include recruitment or placement agencies. So if you get a job for a recruitment or a placement agency, that job offer may not qualify. It is also important to mention that a labor market impact assessment or an LMIA is not required for this caregiver program. So that means that your employer does not need to file for or give you an LMIA for you to qualify. So just the job offer is fine. However, in my previous video, I've talked about how someone can register as an employer, especially if this is someone in a private home or a friend or a family that wants to employ you. There are certain things or certain requirements that they need to meet for them to qualify as an employer before they can give you a job offer. Make sure that if you haven't watched that video, you go check it out. I will link it up at the end of this video, and it's also in the description. That video answered a lot of questions, so please check it out. Very valuable. Funny enough, the IRCC has said that they will still update the website with the full eligibility criteria before the pilot opens. I mean, it's just it's less than 4 weeks to when the pilot opens. I thought that with this announcement, IRCC will actually put all the cards on the table, give all the eligibility requirements, so that everybody who is preparing for this program would know what they are preparing for. But I really don't understand this piecemeal information that they keep giving. I mean, even if they had made this announcement a long time ago that this program would only be open for now for workers in Canada, I'm sure a lot of the people outside of Canada who have spent money trying to do IELTS and WES would not have spent all that money. Yeah, I think it's really unfair. Yeah, it's like putting people in the dark and then you come with a little information here and there. Yeah, so it's something that I think IRCC needs to address. So from the announcement, we're still expecting some more information in terms of the eligibility criteria before the program actually opens. But at least we have some information, and then if you're preparing for this program, you can start running with the information that you do have while we wait for more updates from IRCC. Okay, so now that we know that workers in Canada are the ones who can apply first, can everybody in Canada who is a worker actually apply? Now, in the previous pilots, there were some people who had applied to the previous pilot and they were trying to gain experience so that they can qualify for the gaining experience category. RCC has said that if you now have that work experience, you can send them proof that you have that work experience and you'll probably qualify for the gaining experience category. If you are a home care worker in Canada without status, this one is for you. You may be eligible under a public policy. That's a lot of grammar, right? Canada has said that a limited number of spots will be available to those without status and those who are undocumented workers. And I'm going to give a little bit of clarification on who undocumented workers are. Undocumented workers are those who do not have legal authorization to work or stay in the country. They fall into different categories, like those who have overstayed their visas. For example, people who entered Canada legally, maybe with a visit visa, a student visa, or a work visa, but now their visas have expired, but they are still in the country. We also have failed asylum seekers. These are those whose asylum claims have been denied, but they are still in the country. And then we have undeclared entrants. And these are those who entered Canada without going through the official border controls. And then we have temporary workers without status. These are foreign workers whose permits either expired or were revoked, but they continue to work illegally. And finally, we have non-status dependents. And these are family members of immigrants or workers who do not have independent status. So what Canada has said is that there will be limited number of spots for these sets of people. I don't know how many spots they are going to leave for them. Since they say it's limited, it's going to be limited, but at least there are some spots. So this is the updates that we have. It's not like a lot of information, but I guess that the most important information in this update is that there are two streams: workers in Canada, applicants not working in Canada. And for now, the stream is opening to workers in Canada. And for applicants who do not work in Canada, the stream for you will open at a later time. So please, if you're outside of Canada and this caregiver program opens, there is no need to apply because you would not qualify. If you have any more questions, please drop them in the comments, and please don't forget to watch the two videos I made, one talking about the Canada Caregiver Program in details, and the second one where I answered up to 21 of the frequently asked questions that you have asked. Please note that neither this video nor the previous ones is for immigration purposes. Yeah, it's just for information and education purposes. If you want immigration advice, please consult an immigration lawyer. So that's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and share with a friend, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to also go ahead and watch this video where I answered over 21 questions regarding the Canada Caregiver Program. I wish you the very best, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.